You are listening to a summary of Quirky, a book by Melissa Schilling.
As a teenager, Steve Jobs worked at Atari. He seldom bathed, and he smelled bad, so Atari isolated him from the other employees. As a young man, Albert Einstein couldn't get a job in academia. His college professors resented his disrespect for authority. When they didn't recommend him for a teaching position, he made his living as a patent examiner. Dean Kamen, inventor of the Segway and numerous life-saving medical devices, lives in a house with hallways that appear to be mine shafts. Serial breakthrough innovators like Jobs, Einstein, and Kamen are quirky, says innovation expert Melissa A. Schilling. She examines the lives of accomplished innovators, discusses why they are special, and offers companies practical tips on how to nurture innovation among their employees.
Most serial breakthrough innovators are misfits, eccentrics, outsiders, kooks, rebels, and nonconformists. To understand what makes serial breakthrough innovators special, consider their individual traits. These prodigious, world-class, quirky innovators include 1. Elon Musk, a bookish, nerdy kid. Musk developed his first video game at age 12. By age 28, he was a millionaire. During the next 10 years, he created the electronic payment system that became PayPal. Musk taught himself rocket science and founded SpaceX, an aerospace transportation services firm that established the practicality of reusable rockets. Musk helped develop Tesla Motors, which manufactures and sells electric cars. It became the first new car company to go public in the United States in more than 50 years. Musk constantly attempts the impossible. He doesn't care whether people think he should. 2. Nikola Tesla. Known as the wizard genius, Tesla was responsible for upward of 200 noteworthy innovations, some considered impossible to achieve, including the first long-distance wireless communication systems, alternating current electrical systems, and remote control robots. Tesla was an oddball and social misfit who suffered from mania, obsessive-compulsive disorder, and oversensitivity to sensory stimuli. Obsessed with the number 3. Tesla would walk 3 circles around a building before going inside. His innovative work caused him to experience what he called continuous rapture. He also had neurological disturbances that he described as feeling as if his brain had caught fire. 3. Albert Einstein. During a 4-month period at age 26, Einstein wrote 4 papers that revolutionized long-established scientific principles concerning space, time, mass, and energy. His developments in particle physics opened the door for quantum mechanics, which would replace conventional physics. Einstein always kept himself apart from other people in society. His separateness enabled him to become an original thinker. 4. Marie Curie. The woman who discovered radium and the first woman to win a Nobel Prize. Twice. In 2 different fields, preferred isolation and suffered from chronic depression. 5. Thomas Edison. Known as the Napoleon of invention, Edison spent most of his life working in his laboratory. He often slept on a lab table. Edison had only 3 months of grammar school, but by age 12, he had read the Dictionary of Sciences, Gibbon's Decline and Fall of the Roman Empire, Hume's History of England, Sears's History of the World, and Burton's Anatomy of Melancholy. 6. Benjamin Franklin. A great American patriot. Franklin had formal schooling for only a few years during his childhood. Yet he was an active inventor. And he led the development of the Philadelphia Public Library, the implementation of a system for sweeping and lighting the city's streets, and the country's first volunteer firefighting cooperative. 7. Steve Jobs. This visionary developer of groundbreaking products, including the iPhone, the iPad and the iPod. Drove around with no license plate. He often parked in spots meant for people with disabilities. And he lived in a house without furniture. Yet Jobs was so brilliantly charismatic and persuasive that people described him as possessing a reality distortion field. 8. Dean Kamen. Inventor of the Segway. Kamen also created the first portable kidney dialysis machine, the first wearable drug infusion pump, and other revolutionary devices. He bought his own island and announced that he wanted to secede from the United States to avoid the stricture of its rules. Serial breakthrough innovators often see themselves as different and prefer solitude, social detachment, and isolation. Quirky innovators generally crave isolation and are largely social outcasts. Franklin, an accomplished social networker, was an exception. Most are fiercely independent. They love their work and often toil like maniacs. Serial breakthrough innovators believe in their own abilities, are idealistic, and pursue ambitious goals. Many serial innovators, including Franklin and Edison, were autodidacts. That is, self-taught. Often, such thinkers sleep less than average, and they have terrific memories. Because of their isolation, serial breakthrough innovators don't care about or buy into conventional wisdom. They think for themselves without limits. Most serial breakthrough innovators do their best to separate themselves from other people. Einstein lived an isolated life yet eventually became the world's most famous scientist. Curie, who studied independently until she went to the Sorbonne, lived what she described as a sequestered, anti-natural life. A depressive. She found contentment in self-imposed isolation. Yet they have complete faith in themselves and their ability to solve big problems. Serial breakthrough innovators are often supremely self-confident people who think big. For example, Musk believes in himself totally. People call him the walking moonshot because of his exuberant belief in his own abilities and his readiness to attempt the seemingly impossible. Psychologists call this attribute self-efficacy. Kamen, a college dropout, has unbreakable confidence in his reasoning abilities and little interest in the boundaries that constrain other people. Einstein disrespected authority and other experts, while always believing in himself and his ability to figure things out. Genius and mania define many serial breakthrough innovators. Serial breakthrough innovators are more intelligent than the average person and a bit crazier. Tesla exemplified this topsy-turvy mentality. He was brilliant and had a photographic memory. Yet he suffered from serious mental issues, including OCD, mania, and germ phobia. A dopamine imbalance in Tesla's brain may have turbocharged his creativity. Like most serial breakthrough innovators, Tesla slept less than most people. But his lack of proper sleep was extraordinary. He averaged 2 hours a night, and many nights got no sleep at all. These innovators have ambitious goals that they treat as holy missions. These inventors also shared idealistic, lofty goals for their innovations. Though Edison's holy grail was profit, they want to solve the world's biggest problems. For example, through his efforts to improve society, Franklin believed he was fulfilling his duty to serve God and mankind. His faith fueled his determination to achieve his goals. Tesla, who developed AC electricity, also incorporated a higher purpose in his motivation. He believed that people needed a safe environment in order to eliminate income inequality and suffering. They are workaholics and derive great pleasure from their work. Serial breakthrough innovators are extreme workaholics. Tesla claimed to have worked from 3 in the morning until 11 in the evening every day. He would often work until he collapsed. Edison possessed amazing stamina for constant work in his laboratory. He often insisted that his assistants work all night in his lab as he did. Francis Upton, one of Edison's lab assistants, believed that Edison had little conception of the limits of endurance that constrained other people. Upton felt that Edison's physical and mental strength surpassed everyone else's. Like other serial breakthrough innovators, Edison always dealt with problems and sought solutions no matter how often he failed. He forced his way to many breakthroughs. Many serial breakthrough innovators have been fortunate to be in the right place at the right time. Consider Marie Curie. Born Maria Salomea Sklodowska in Poland in 1867. Her parents were members of the Polish aristocracy who lost most of their wealth after Russia invaded Poland that year. Curie came of age when Polish people were always defending their cultural heritage against the Russians. One way her parents protected their culture was by educating their children in secret about forbidden Polish literature and the sciences. Her father was a teacher who dedicated himself to teaching all his children, including Marie, and she benefited greatly as a result. Eventually she studied at the School of Sciences at the Sorbonne in Paris. Curie believed that attaining an education was her patriotic duty. In Poland, she participated in the Flying University, a secret, underground school that provided a university curriculum to Polish women. This gave Curie entree to Warsaw's most intelligent women. They encouraged her to study and learn. This era of Polish positivism encouraged women to educate themselves. And Curie was able to do just that at the right time and in the right place. Serial breakthrough innovators require quick, easy access to technological and intellectual resources. Remarkable innovators succeed when they can operate in a sound, smoothly running financial system with available capital and an educated populace. In most cases, these innovators had little personal wealth and no extensive formal education. However, many were avid readers who taught themselves and fashioned their own idiosyncratic educational programs. All avidly devoured educational content in any form. Some innovators had people close to them who could help with their innovations. Jobs had the support of Steve Wozniak, a highly capable engineer. Jobs provided the crucial vision for their early computers, and Wozniak provided the technical expertise. Access to technological and intellectual resources is paramount to innovators. Financial resources often may turn out to matter less. Nurture and promote your employees' creativity and innovative potential. You may be able to duplicate the circumstances for your employees that help these innovators create. Aim to create situational advantages and provide resources that foster innovation. Help your employees challenge current thinking, and let them pursue innovation independently. Innovators' devotion to separateness enables them to look beyond common wisdom and to think for themselves. Einstein felt free to conceptualize physics as he saw fit. Musk felt free to pursue the idea of reusable rockets because he wasn't part of the space industry. As outsiders, they didn't feel bound to follow established scientific and engineering dogma. Empower your employees to develop and submit original ideas. For example, Pixar, the animated film company, fosters innovation by allowing teams to set their own hours, arrange their own offices, establish their own project management protocols, and determine their own meeting schedules. Give your employees opportunities to work alone. People develop innovative concepts when they are free to entertain outlandish ideas. Creative ideas are fragile, groups can kill them quickly. Avoid meetings where the purpose is to get everyone to agree. Likewise, encourage the people in your workforce to take risks. Celebrate bold but intelligent failures. Give people access to technological and intellectual resources. The more knowledge your employees have, the better they can use it in innovative ways. The same applies to parenting. Many modern parents thwart individual exploration by keeping their children constantly active and engaged in team sports, after-school classes, and other extracurricular activities. Like innovative adults, children also need time to read, write, experiment, and reflect.